The world that then was. Whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. 2 Peter 3:6. Over 200 cultures around the world have spoken of a time in the ancient past when the earth, along with its inhabitants, suffered from a worldwide deluge. Earth during that time was very different, and so were the life forms that were on it. Is there any evidence for that event having ever taken place? Let's explore that idea and see what we find. Make you an ark of gopher wood. Rooms shall you make in the ark, and shall pitch it within and without with pitch. Genesis 6:14. According to the book of Genesis, regarding the story of Noah and his ark, the ark is said to be 300 cubits long, or 510 feet. This is said to be Noah's ark. This also happens to be 510 feet long. All truth passes through 3 stages. First, it is ridiculed. Second, it is violently opposed. Third, it is accepted as being self-evident. In episode 1 of this video series, you were shown the trees, the giant petrified trees, like the ones spoken of in the book of Enoch, and the Epic of Gilgamesh. And of course, if you're going to have trees, you're going to have seeds. These are their seeds. Scattered all along the forest floor, having been carried by the floodwaters. Only to be regarded by future generations as merely rock. Embedded in the mud sediment brought about by the flood. Scattered everywhere. And of course, if you're going to have trees and seeds, you're going to have other life forms, like these. Is it all just eroding into view? Or is it all just eroding away through the passage of time? Would nature produce such patterns over and over again through natural random processes, producing such highly detailed and accurate representations of these life forms? Not only is it not likely, I would question whether or not it was even possible to begin with. Now, having been presented with all of that, that brings us to the giants. Stories of ancient giants exist on every continent except for Antarctica. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men. Genesis 6:4. In the book of Enoch, the giants are said to have turned on each other. In the book of Giants, the warring between the giants is described as almost like some sort of bloodbath. Resulting in widespread bloodshed and cannibalism. Because humans were no longer able to sustain them. It's almost as though we're looking at some kind of ancient crime scene, with the victims staring out of their hollow eyes, made of stone, staring out and speaking in silence. Initially, the thought of this would seem ridiculous and even impossible. But when you dig into all of the evidence, it becomes quite clear that something else is going on here. To some, this is delusion and pareidolia, while to others this seems to speak of a time spoken of in the ancient accounts involving the horror and the carnage frozen in time. Petrified and encased in the mud that resulted from the worldwide flood. Are all of these ancient stories of giants false? Or is there some credibility to these stories? Could there actually be some truth to the stories of the ancient giants? Something other than what we have been told actually happened. The magnitude of what these giants were able to build is absolutely breathtaking. These are all construction marvels that are thousands of years old. Just sit back and really think about what you are looking at here. Is this truly the construction of normal man? Or is this evidence of something far greater than what we know now? I think the answer is quite clear. That the ancient stories of mythology might actually be based in reality. After all, everything in the ancient past was enormous in size. The further back we go in time, the larger everything was. Are these formations just natural rock? Formed by nature? Or is something else responsible for what we're seeing here? Are these beliefs truly based in delusion? Or are we looking at hardened and eroded biology virtually everywhere? So you have to ask yourself, is this all just a coincidence? Is it? Is it really? Well, let's delve a little bit deeper into this subject and shine some light on things. And let's leave the Matrix. Some things explain themselves. Hardened biology. Reality is stranger than fiction. Ever hope to be. The Bible refers to this place as the valley of the shadow of death. According to the Gospel of Thomas, Jesus once said, saying 56, "The world is a corpse." Jesus said, "Whoever has known the world has found a corpse. Whoever has found a corpse, of them the world isn't worthy." I find that very interesting. It sure seems like a case can be made, as this earth is having been devastated by water. It was completely covered. Everything was underwater. Everything was underwater. The world that then was a much different place than the world that is. It appears that many of the legends of these ancient creatures is actually true. But not everyone's going to see it. It's only going to be for those that open their eyes. If you watched the first episode of this video series, then you remember the hexagonal columns and the linkage to wood, and ultimately the trees. Do fossils really require long periods of time to form? Or can they be formed rapidly? Well, I think the answer is quite clear. Rapidly is at least on the table for consideration. Millions and millions of years is certainly not required, especially if there was in fact a worldwide flood. Just imagine the immense amount of water that was bombarding the life that was on this earth. And imagine the immense amount of water pressure that everything was subjected to. The conditions would have seemed perfect for rapid fossilization. This earth really does appear to be a realm of petrified biology. It also appears to have death and cataclysm etched into its landscape. So much of the story can seem to be communicated without even saying a word. This is Mount Olympus. This just happened to be one of my personal findings. I kind of figured that a place that was known for a pantheon of gods might have something to offer. It was just a hunch. Petrified biology. Once you're awakened to this reality, you'll never look at the world the same way ever again. This site is known as Golgotha. It's also the site where Christ was crucified. Also, by tradition, the skull of Adam is believed to be buried at this site. Also, Goliath, one of the giants, is also believed to have his skull buried at that site. When we read the following scripture, "And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your seed and her seed. He shall bruise your head, and you shall bruise his heel." Genesis 3:15. Regarding the serpent seed, then it is not too difficult to imagine that the heel of Christ was being bruised by the head of the serpent seed, the skull of the giant. The ancient story recorded in stone. Entombed in stone, but yet still quietly telling its story. If only one thing presented is true, then that changes everything that we thought we knew. This should all give new meaning when reading the ancient stories, when being viewed now with open eyes. Our world is a much different place than anything we could have ever imagined. Has much of the truth been hidden from us by the flood from the ancient past? The truth is right there in front of all of our eyes, if we will just open them. If you enjoyed this content, give it a thumbs up. And thank you for watching.